Hey y'all, welcome to T-Ham141 Homestead. My name's Tracy. If this is your first time here, welcome. If this is your millionth time here, welcome back. And I hope you get a lot of value out of this. I've been asked, Tracy, you've been at this a long time. You've been homesteading. You've made a lot of progress, but man, I live either in an apartment or a small house. I don't have a lot of land. What can I do to get started? Well, I'm glad you asked. First, let's define our terms.
Homesteading is defined by Wikipedia as a lifestyle of self-sufficiency characterized by subsistence agriculture, home preservation of food, and may also involve small-scale production of textiles, clothing, and craft work for household use or for sale. Modern homesteaders often use renewable energy options including solar and wind power. Many also choose to plant and grow heirloom vegetables and raise heritage livestock.
Let's get into the how do I start part now that we've defined our terms. All right, so naturally, if you're living in an apartment or a small rental property, you're not going to be starting a garden anytime soon, but you can start being more self-sufficient. Plants on a balcony, little things. You're going to start taking little steps. Wendy and I started in an apartment, and we got permission from our landlord to start a little garden behind the parking lot. Started a little garden, started canning. We started learning. Remember, homesteading is not something you do, it's something you are. We started preserving our own food. How do I start preserving my own food? Start learning. And while you're learning, start maybe stocking up a little bit with what storage space you do have, with canned goods from the store, stuff with long shelf life. 5-gallon buckets with Mylar bags and oxygen absorbers are another way we started. I still get my sugar from a 5-gallon bucket and Mylar bag that we stored in 2013. Have I bought sugar since? Yup. But when I opened that in 2021 or 2022, it was fine. It might have been a little hard, but sugar does not go bad, people. Especially with no oxygen and no moisture. And no moisture. Find out the rules in your local area for owning animals. Pigs get big, they can be slightly noisy, and they really do have a smell to them, okay? They're not the most sanitary animals around. But who says that you have to have the pigs on your land or in town? Nobody. See if someone has a piece of land you can start on. Now, I got to tell you, you don't raise pigs to save money. Don't do it. You're not going to save a whole lot of money, but what you are going to do is A, you're going to be more self-sufficient. B, you're going to know what those Piggly Wigglies ate. You're going to know they're healthy. You're going to know they haven't been stocked full of antibiotics or mRNA vaccines to keep disease away. You're going to know everything about those pigs. It is healthier. And there's just something to eating a pork chop that you knew. My food has a name. No doubt about it. Chickens. If you're in a spot where you can do it, or you can get access to a spot, get some chickens. You don't have to have 80 chickens. Beware of chicken math. 6 chickens turn into many more because you just love chickens. They are easy to take care of. They're dumber than a box of rocks. Remember, you're dealing with an animal, a brain the size of your pinky fingernail, and they peck at their own poop. Last night, I had a bunch of silkies and bantams. They got up under my chicken coop, so I couldn't even pick them up to put them inside where they were safe. They're having a hard time learning to use the little door to get back in to the coop in the evening. There's a hen right there. If I had 25,000 chickens in a warehouse, they wouldn't be able to do this. They wouldn't be able to see the ground, much less, much less peck and find seeds and bugs and stuff like that. Make small steps. You do not have to do everything all at once. We started in our apartment just growing some beans, canning food, and storing up for winter, because when you live in upstate New York and you could be snowed in, weather can affect you. It's just smart to have like 6 months worth of food set aside. Homesteading is not defined by where you are or where you live or the type of house you live. It's a lifestyle. It's a mindset. It is defined by the choices that you make. We were already off grid in 2020 when, for Thanksgiving, the LA mayor said, hey, if you have a gathering for Thanksgiving, we're going to shut off your utilities. I don't worry about that. I got pew-pews to protect my power source. You might not be able to do this yet. If you're preparing, okay, start by putting up some food. Start by learning techniques. Learn first aid. If you live on a homestead or have the homesteader mindset, you need to be able to take care of an emergency, or at very least triage it before you can get an ambulance to you. You might not be in a position where you can store 900 gallons of rainwater. However, know that if you keep the back of your toilet clean, not the bowl, the back of your toilet clean, you can have water. You can fill your tub when an emergency starts showing its ugly head. Fill your tub with water that you can use for cooking and drinking if need be. Know where the resources are in your area and how to gather them, how to recognize them. And isn't that the goal? To be more self-reliant today than you were yesterday. And guys, you might not be able to heat with wood heat, but if you can, do the transition now before it's outlawed in your state. Being in that mindset, I am preparing for a time when I need to be my own doctor. This Merck manual, it cost me like 20 bucks used on Amazon, and it's got all sorts of depression and mania, fatty liver, cirrhosis, and related disorders. It's got all sorts of stuff in it to help me diagnose and treat common illnesses if public medicine is not available. Gates and fences, preserving food books, recipe books, all that stuff. Get in the habit now. Can you hunt? Start hunting. Today's goal is to be more self-sufficient than you were yesterday. Learn about herbs. Learn about hunting and tracking and fishing. Don't like guns? You're pretty much screwed. No, if you don't like guns, guys, don't use guns. It will be harder to protect the assets that you develop over time. Remember, some of us have been at this since the early 1990s. I'm not totally self-sufficient yet. And guys, remember, it is a mindset. It is a journey. It's not a destination. You can start now. How do you start? You just do. I was homesteading before I knew what homesteading was. We were preserving our own food. We were hunting. We were fishing. Develop a love for the outdoors. You can go all the way to from bushcraft skills to, field surgery skills. There's all sorts of stuff that you can do today to lessen your dependence on the system that, guys, I don't care what country you're in. I don't care if you're Republican or Democrat. The system is crooked. Start working now. How do I start homesteading? Start. Set your mind to it. Start learning. Change your thinking about things. Go ahead and hit that like button, that subscribe button, that little notification bell so that you get notified every time I come out with new content. Guys, YouTube has got a video right down here that they say you're going to like by what you've been watching, and I got a playlist right up here that I just know you're going to love. Follow us for more. Follow us for more tips and tricks and all that good stuff. Meantime, y'all have a great day, and God bless.